A great farming blunder makes you deficient in this one disease-fighting ingredient. Did you know that farmers are cheating you out of one disease-fighting nutrient? It's true, and that's because 50 years ago, farmers decided to plant what was easiest for them and the most profitable. So today, we're on the verge of an epidemic, all because most people are missing this one nutrient in their food. Keep watching to discover what it is.
Hi, I'm Delia, and your question was related to whether you are taking these oils and whether you're not, and whether you're deficient. Now, a lot of people may think that they aren't deficient in these oils because they've got no symptoms. And unfortunately, I have to tell you that 95% of people are deficient in these oils simply because they no longer form part of our food supply. And there's a really simple explanation for that. About 50 years ago, farmers realized that it was a lot easier to grow omega-6 oils versus omega-3 oils, simply because omega-6 oils are warm weather seeds and omega-3 oils come from cold weather seeds. And unfortunately, this has been very detrimental to our health and our well-being because omega-6 and omega-3 are essential fatty acids. Now, essential in this sentence basically means that you've got to get them from your diet. Your body cannot manufacture them. And this meant, obviously, that now we're getting a whole lot of omega-6s in our food supply and very little, if any, omega-3s. And this is a problem for us because these oils are essential and critical to our well-being, simply because they need to form part of the membrane around every single cell in our body. That's 100 trillion cells that need really great membranes to surround them to make sure that we stay healthy. And this is why a deficiency in essential fatty acids is virtually guaranteed because most people do not know these facts. And so 95% is the figure given for the amount of people. 95% of us have been deficient in these essential fats simply because they no longer form part of our food supply, simply because food manufacturers don't get them to use. Now, this is really a problem because although you may have had no symptoms up until this point, slowly but surely your body is going to end up with a problem, simply because you've got to have them. And if you're not getting them in the food supply, you don't have them in your body. You will be deficient. Now, some people are lucky enough to have a deficiency even in their childhood, like a skin disorder. Something like eczema is a really good indication of a deficiency in these essential fats. And if the person is fortunate enough to come across somebody who knows about the importance of these fats, they can immediately stop the symptom. But sometimes it waits till a whole lot later. Your body is trying desperately to cope without having these oils. And what happens is that you can get a serious illness. And a lot of illnesses are now based on the fact that we are deficient in these essential fatty acids, from cardiovascular disease to obesity to type 2 diabetes and even depression. And unfortunately, people are not always aware of their deficiency because they end up with a serious illness before they know that they needed these oils in their diet. So even although you have no symptoms at this point, rest assured that if you don't take a good essential fatty acid blend, you will end up with problems simply because most people are deficient because it's not part of our food supply anymore. I hope that answers the question.
For more information and to have your questions answered, just go to www.deliahealth.com/video.